Hello guys, thank you for watching my channel again. This is SunflowerSims Stories, and today I am building another Dutch house that I saw while going about my life. The setup in the beginning was a little bit difficult because it has like two bump outs, but also like a column in between of the bump outs, and I didn't really know how to do that in The Sims, but in the end I built it with just walls. But I thought that would look a little bit weird, but in the end I think I quite like it. And it looks quite similar to how the house looks in real life. But it was a little bit finicky with like figuring out the roofs and the bump outs and the walls and how it would all work in The Sims. And to be honest, the inside of the house, I was kind of like, I don't think these dimensions are like super great, maybe. But I tried to make it work. I think the end result is quite okay. Like you can definitely use it as a family house. But here I'm just trying to figure out, because like it's like one of those like really well, not super old, but just like authentic looking Dutch houses with like the stone at the top is like in this really pretty pattern, which you can't really do in The Sims, at least not that I know of. So I was trying to figure that out with adding the details on the roof, but it just didn't really look nice in The Sims, so I took that away. And then here I'm deciding to just add the bump outs, like do the column in the middle by using a wall. And it looks a little bit weird now. It makes it look like there's a fireplace there, which there isn't. But honestly, in real life, it looks exactly like this. And I don't know why they decided to do that when they were building this house, but yeah, I think it looks quite interesting. Like the house is really pretty that I based this on. And the roof details I was just talking about, like the half wall I'm doing with the first roof here, it has those details on it. But I feel like with the stone that I'm choosing and having that half wall next to the roof, you can kind of get what I'm trying to, like it has the same kind of style as in real life, although I couldn't fully recreate it. The roofing that I'm choosing here, I don't end up using it. I like it, but it was just too busy, so I switched it in the end. So this is the front entrance, and it has like one of those gables. No, it's not gables. It's like one of these. And then the doors behind it. And it looks really cool in real life. And I like a lot of Dutch houses have like this like tunnely bit in front of the door like this. So I did it in Sims by just doing the walls inside and then adding one of the archways. And adding the door behind. And I think in the end it looks really cool, but I was a little bit struggling which archway to use because it needs to be stone. But there weren't that many options to choose from, like a stone archway. So I settled for this one. And eventually, if I pick the stones for the house, I think it looks really nice. So I'm glad I kept the stone archway because it looks really like how it looks in real life as well. So I'm quite glad with that. And I think about soonish I'm gonna try and change the roof color because I didn't think it fit with the stone color. And here I'm just trying to figure out which guys, I'm so sorry, which chimney pipe I'm going to use. And it was a little bit finicky because it wouldn't stay on the roof for some reason, but I got there in the end, and now I'm changing the colors of the roof. Like in real life, they're like bluish, but also mixed with like some reddish, so it's like a mix like the first one I had, but it was way too busy and I didn't really like it in combination with the tile colors, the stone colors, so I took that away and then just made it a little bit more neutral, I guess. And I wanted to try and recreate those details by adding like a bigger art, like a border for the roof. But then it would come through the half wall that I had at the front, so that was a little bit annoying. So in the end, I did something that I liked. So it's fine in the end, but I was a little bit searching for what worked and what doesn't work. So it does have like shutters, like loads of old Dutch houses. This house has shutters, which I just think is adorable. But they were a little bit different than these ones, but I think these fit the best with what I could find. So I added those windows into it. But the thing was that like most of Dutch old houses have like, either they're all like pretty similar windows or they're all over the place, and this is like one of those houses where it was all over the place, so every window was different compared to other windows, which I don't know if that translates well on Sims, but I really wanted to try and get as close to it as possible, so I kept like a really like assortment of windows, but they were all white, so I kept that in with the green shutters. And then those bump outs, they were white wood paneling, but they have those curtains at the top of it, and they were actually in real life, they're like not extended, so but I couldn't find that in Sims. But I think this looks quite nice. A little bit crosses over into each other because I had to add 3 next to each other. But in the end, I tried to do my best with it, and I think it works. So now I'm like adding the other bump out, the windows into it, and the curtains at the top, and doing some detailing on the roof, which also didn't really want to work with me, because when I changed the white from the bump out, it would also change the white from the like the other wall in the back. So that was a bit frustrating, so I just kept the color as is. And then I need to add in some more windows at the front here. And it also has like really beautiful vines curling up the front of the house. Not all the way, but just like partially. So I added those in as well. And a drainage pipe, like a rain pipe. That's actually connected to the bump outs, which I couldn't really, like there's no drainage pipe with a corner into it. So I just extended it up until the roof eventually. And this last bit is going to be like a sunroom. So I have the glass ceilings, and I don't really like the glass roof in this with like this pattern. I think it's again too busy, but I felt it matches the best with like the old aesthetic of the house, you know. So I decided to stick with it and not go for something that maybe looks more modern, because I don't think that would fit with the rest of the house. So I added windows in all the walls over here, and then I just decided to move the house a little bit because I thought the sunroom was too close to the side of the house. So here I'm just adding a little bit more detailing to the vines that are crawling up the house, and doing some like bushes. Like the garden from this house, like it's totally not my style of garden. It's very like polished and like perfect manicured lawn, and with some couple of trees, but it's just very stylistic, I guess. And I prefer my gardens or anything just to be all over the place and be very overgrown basically. So I really tried to tone it down with how much bushes and shrubbery and things I added to keep that like very stylistic look. I don't know if I succeeded in fully, because I did add some things, but I think it was fine. Yeah, here I lost some of the curtains for the window, and I had no idea where they went, but eventually I found them inside, and I was like, why did you go inside? But that was for Sims to answer. Yeah, I didn't know why that happened, but I found them eventually, so I just added in new ones. And here I'm just, I wanted to just have the room, like the roof connect prettily, but it would like extend over into the room, and I kept seeing it with building, so I did it like this way, which is not not the best. But once I changed the color of the sides of the roof, it doesn't really stand out that much anymore, so that was okay. I left it with that. So now I'm just going to start with some decorating of the outside of the house, like doing the bushes that they use as like a border for the house. And I try to like keep it really simple, with just only a couple of things, and like really like perfectly like gardened, which was not easy. I also was like, oh, maybe this looks boring now, but I think in the end it looks quite nice. And it's not completely the same as the house, because also it feels a bit weird to like completely replicate a stranger's house. So it's very like the outside is very different than the actual outside, although like the style is kept the same, but like there's no actual like bench there or anything. But I thought it looks cute in The Sims, and there's a little bit of a nicer entrance. And of course the bins again for recycling and the rest of your trash. And I like change the grass, because if people are walking there all the time, then the grass will be a little bit more downtrodden, I guess. And then to keep like with a little bit the modern style, I wanted to add like 2 plants at the entrance. But I was trying to like, I thought this was not like modern enough, so I changed it in the end to like more like a plant in a pot, which I think looks way better. But I do really like the entrance. I think I've never really thought about trying to recreate Dutch houses. Like I've done it before, but never like these houses with this archway entrance. And I think it looks really good in The Sims as well. So I think I might add that to more houses I build. I think it's really nice. Like it's very characteristic. So yeah, I'm very happy with how that turned out, and I like that I added those planterns. That's not like those potted plants. And then I'm just gonna do the outside of the house and add the border like around the entire garden, basically, so that it's all like enclosed. And then I honestly didn't know what to do with the garden. Like what people have like huge gardens, and I'm like, what do you do with a garden that's so big if you're not going to add a pool into it? Like, and like pools in the Netherlands are not such a big thing. Like in most neighborhoods, people don't have pools in their homes or in their gardens. So it felt a little bit not really a Dutch house if I was going to add a pool in the garden. But in the end I did anyway, because I didn't know what to do with the space otherwise. So yeah, you will see me add a pool in the end, but it was a very reluctant pool. Although I would love a pool in my garden, but I don't have space for it. But it doesn't feel like a real genuine Dutch house if there's a pool in the garden, to be honest. But for Sims purposes, it's fine. It's totally fine. So we've moved on to the inside, and first of all, I don't know anything about the inside of this house, so it was all just up to my imagination. And the staircase, I was really frustrating. Like I didn't know how to really do that, but I did this, and in the end, I think it works. I was like, oh, this actually looks quite nice. And Dutch houses are known for really skinny, very steep staircases. So I was like, this is totally fine. I can work with that. And then I did the upstairs, and one of the bedrooms is way too big. Like this is what I was saying, like it doesn't feel proportionate, but in the end I just did it that way and it was okay. Like I made the big room work, I think. But it's huge. Like the parents' bedroom, or like the owners of the house, have a really big big bedroom. It's crazy. So here I'm just doing the entry to the garden and giving them like a nice place to like be able to eat. And then we're moving back inside. Honestly, I'd realized that I've jumped around a lot with like building this, but I just didn't like, I kept getting stuck and I was like, let's move into something else. And then I moved back because it kept getting stuck everywhere. So yeah, that's why it's a little bit jumping all over the place. But I feel like I'm pretty sure we're gonna stay inside the house for now for the decorating. So this is the kitchen, and then here's the bathroom, like the downstairs toilet, like bathroom area. Very tiny, just stuck it in next to the staircase, which, to be honest, is quite normal in Dutch homes. And I really wanted to mix like a modern style decorating, because I never really do that. Like stuff I use in this house, I've never really used in any of my Sims builds. So I was really trying to at least try something new and more like black colors instead of really bright colors that I use all the time. And then I wanted to mix the modernness with like someone, like maybe the wife or the like one of the partners really likes the modern style, and then the other partner is like a little bit more eclectic, like she likes the knit. So I've incorporated that into the house. And then, as you saw, I added a calendar again to the toilet, because that's like the one thing every Dutch person has, at least most Dutch people. So of course I added that into it. And then this is just a hallway where I added the coat rack and a place to put your umbrellas, and just a mirror with like a tray that you can leave your keys or whatever when you enter into the house, so that you just can put your stuff away. Yeah, this hanging plant, I love this hanging plant. I think I use it all the time. It's a little bit ridiculous, but I think it's amazing. It's the prettiest thing in The Sims that I like to build with. So I think I've added it to almost everything that I've uploaded so far. Yeah, so this is the entryway. I figured maybe tissue papers would be nice at the entryway. I don't know, I just added something in there. And then I was trying to find like a carpet that would fit with this modern aesthetic, and I ended up going for a zebra print, and which I don't know, like I personally don't like it, but I was like, oh, I think this works in this space. I think it looks nice. So I left it. So I went with the zebra print. As you can see, here I'm adding it, and I really was like, okay, do I do this? Am I gonna do that? Because I don't like it, but I left it there. So now we're moving like into the living room, and I went and inserted a really tall bookcase, and I did change the color, I believe, to black. Maybe I didn't. I thought I changed it to black, but I do add another bookcase as well that's definitely black. So maybe this one stays white. I wanted like a really big couch, because I felt that belongs in a modern home, like a big couch. And I love these like connecting couches that you can use since the home decorator pack. So I used those. And to like kind of like seclude the area, like make it a little bit more like it was its own space, I added this half wall, so that also the television is just floating in the room, but it's like actually up against something. And I feel like in the end I wasn't totally sure about it, but when I add the bookcases alongside the other side of that half wall, I'm like, oh, I actually really think that works. And here's just some decorating with like tiny side tables and some art on the wall, and just making sure that it looks like a place that people would like to be in, like it looks lived in, you know. I did a little bit struggle with like what is modern art and what would look nice, because I don't know, but I feel like this is okay. I feel like this works quite nice. And then here I'm going to first try a desk, but I opted eventually for the bookcases along the half wall, which looks perfect. But I'm doing it later because I got stuck again. So I put the dining table into this weird bump out area because I honestly did not know what to do with it. Like how do you, like even like in real life, I would not know how to decorate this area. So I put the dining table in it, and then the staircase on the other side of the wall does somehow clip through the wall of the dining area, which is just extremely annoying, and I don't think I can do anything about it. So I was like, maybe I can cover this up with art, but I really didn't like that, because then it still has like this other area that like looks like it's coming out of the art piece now, and I was like, maybe I can put plants over it, but that looks really weird, and I was really struggling to figure out how to like cover this up until I found these wooden beams, but then I moved them up so that it does actually cover the weird stair thing that clips through the walls. But then when I went upstairs, I realized that now those wooden beams are clipping through the flooring of the upper seal, like of the second floor. So that was very frustrating, and I couldn't fix that either. But then I was just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna give up. I don't know how to fix this. So I put a bed over it, and then it was fine. So in the end, I put the desk on this wall, which I think looks nice. And then there's like a little bit more fancy of a desk here than I would normally use. And added some clutter on that as well. But I think the desk, like, it has a good space in the home, I think, at this corner. Otherwise it would be like a little bit of a dead corner. And I do also quite like the dining room in the end. Like, I added a bunch of plants for one of the partners that has like the more quirky hobbies. So I added just a bunch of plants in this corner over here. I was like, I'm just gonna fill it up with foliage. Is that the word? Foliage. Foliage, I think is the word. And then the other bump out, I added a couch, like one of those couches that is made for the corners. And I thought that was really cute. So inserted those. I did change the style of the couch, which in the end, I'm like, maybe I should have kept the black because that's more modern looking. That's also why I'm going to change the colors on the curtains, because I don't think the pink fits at all with the rest. So I'm changing those right now, and I think that's a lot better. And then on this side of the wall, I think I'm just going to add like a couple of chairs that people can read, which is nice. Like, I'm trying to find them currently, I think. And then eventually on the other half wall, I'm going to add those bookcases. So then these chairs make a little bit more sense, I think. But in the end, I feel like there's like a balance between the modern and the maybe like the style of the other partner, where it's a little bit more, a little bit more cutesy, you know? So I think that's nice. I feel like it's a nice balance between the two, which I like. And then the sunroom is completely the other way around. That's just completely a little bit more eclectic, hobbyish related for the one partner. But I think that's cute. Like if you're going to live somewhere together, it needs to be like a balance of the two. And then I moved on to the kitchen, even though I'm not done with the living room because I'm still going to add some decoration there later. But as I said, I just kept jumping all over the place. So for the kitchen again, I needed to find something that was like completely something I've never used before. So I went like quite darkish in the kitchen. And I think the style looks nice. I just personally really don't like it that much, but I think it's okay. Like for this style, I think it's fine. Like I did end up liking the kitchen, although at the beginning I was struggling a lot. And then I just added some appliances, and that also really made me struggle because I was like, why are there no like appliances in the same greenish dark color? And I couldn't find it, so then I went more lighter because I thought that would match with other stuff, but I didn't like that it was like a dark green and then lighter. So yeah, then I made it another color, like a darker black again. I couldn't figure out. It was very frustrating, but I felt like black was the best option to go with here. Then I added some alarms around the house because I always forget those, and some more clutter stuff in the kitchen. And to be honest, I thought maybe I could do like a bar top like over here or something, because there's quite a lot of open space left in the kitchen, but I just didn't like how that looks. So instead I put like a notice board here, like a family notice board that you can use for schedules or whatever. And that makes a little bit like it's less of a dead space now. So that was okay. And I do end up making the tiles a little bit lighter, I think. Yeah, I like that a lot better. And then with the green matched a little bit better with the rest of the kitchen. I do really like the backsplash. It does look a little bit goldish, which I don't like, but in the end, I am quite happy with how the kitchen turned out. And then I added a kettle because I feel like one of the partners, like the partner of the hobbies, also likes to drink tea. Like they can drink tea together, and I think it looks nice on the stove. Then the kitchen looks a bit more like it's actually being used. So I added some more detailing, like the knife block, and the paper towels is already there. So, but then I was like, oh well, the kitchen is done now. And then I started redecorating the bookcase because I felt like a lot of stuff could go on top of it, and I really love this phone that we got with that Back to the Future throwback way event. Don't know what the name was, but I love this phone. I think it's the cutest thing. Also the one that you can hang on the wall, also great. And I just put some like clutter stuff on these bookcases, like decoration and things like that, because I think it looks nice. Like maybe some books that you just haven't put back in your bookcase yet, and a souvenir from when you were on holiday. Yeah, I very much like the decoration I did on there. But usually with decorating, I find other stuff for other places in the house. So I added the shoe rack to the hallway. Like my decorating is very much like, oh, I see something, I'm going to do that now, even though it's not what I'm doing at the moment. And I also tend to forget things. But yeah, that's just part of my decorating style, I guess. Can't be helped. And here I was looking for this thing with the pillows inside of it, because I think it looks nice just in that corner. And then I moved on to the conservatory. The sunroom. and decorated that, which I did struggle a little bit because I was like, I don't know if I should incorporate the modern style here as well, or if I should just let that go completely. And I really wished I had like more like nicer curtain options, I guess, that aren't like fully curtains, or like nicer, because I don't really like a lot of them, but that's maybe just me, or because I haven't used them that much. But it felt a bit sparse, but also you don't want the sunroom to be completely covered in curtains and not let the sun in, you know. So I just at one point I was like, I think this is good enough. And I feel like it's quite cozy, and I added the bouquet maker table, so that they can just do all the cute hobbies in here. So they can like do crochet and knitting in here, and they have the pottery, like not the pottery, the bouquet maker table, and then they can have dinner here as a family in the summer, or maybe like in the winter when it's cold outside, but it's still nice and sunny, you know. So I thought that was all very cute. And then after this, I'm pretty sure I move on to the garden, but I don't fully remember. But I don't really add that much in here anymore, I think. Just some like minor details and some decorations. And I did switch this door around because I thought it was annoying to have to walk around this table otherwise. And then I added some plants at the bottom that's one of the things that she was done with. And then this you can use as like a table to put other space that she's done with. Oh yeah, of course I went upstairs. That makes a lot more sense. And I don't know why I'm decorating now in the dark outside, but it doesn't really matter for these rooms anyway, because there's not a lot of windows in this house, which I didn't realize until I was done, but that's okay. So this is the bathroom. Try to kind of match that with the toilet downstairs, like we did it probably at the same time. So like the same flooring, the same tile, and then that's the usage bedroom, and this bedroom is for like a teen. Where I discovered that these beams are like going through the floor, and I didn't know how to fix that. I'm pretty sure I stay in this room first, and that was also like really finicky because of those bump outs and like it's like almost a hallway entry. But I figured I'm just gonna decorate this as if you've like this has been your room ever since you were a little kid, so you still have like some clutter and some toys you don't want to get rid of even though you're a teenager now. And then I used this I don't know the name of the kit right now, but I love this kit. Like this is the best kit ever. I think it's so adorable. I love all the colors, so I used a lot of that in here, and just try to really make it a teenage room, but then with those little tiny details of like, oh, I just kept this from when I was little, you know. And I thought that was really nice. And I do struggle a lot with the beams in the floor and like where to put the bed. But at the end, I was like, oh, I actually really like how this room turned out. And the girl like is into painting, and it's like maybe inherited like the creative side of one of her parents, which I thought was very cute. So I really try to like go that way and use a lot of the stuff from the same kit, because it makes sense, right? To have like all of that match. It was a little bit of struggle though with like figuring out what to do with all these bump outs. But then I remembered what I did in the living room, like in the dining room, and added this couch, which I feel like matches so amazingly with the stuff from this kit. So that was like a really great find. And then I added the desk on this like weird diagonal wall, and then add the painting easel next to the desk. And then I just added like some more decorations and just teenage junk on the floor, basically, to like make the room a little bit more believable that somebody's living here. But yeah, I was quite glad of how this room turned out. And I feel it all looks very cute. And with the couch in the window, that looks like so cozy to read there. Especially maybe in summer, but also in winter, like you can just look outside and I feel like it would be very cute to have this room. Like I'm almost slightly jealous that it's not my room. So here I'm just adding like a little bit of junk on the floor. Teenagers are probably all messy. Well, not all of them. I wasn't particularly a messy teen, but I felt that it had to be included into it. And then I just did some decorations here in the hallway again to make that a little bit more like not as empty. And then this huge as bedroom, I still think it's too big, but I feel like I made it work, like with this huge as bed, and I added the makeup table and the wardrobe, and I think another desk as well. And then it's like a little bit more filled up, but yeah, it's ridiculously huge. I could probably have made 2 rooms out of this if I had been a little bit more creative on the day, but I wasn't, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm just adding loads of stuff and some curtains as well. And then change the window because otherwise the curtains would look weird. But I do like the red and the white in this room. I think it's very cute. And then the makeup table, I added like some articles that would be on a makeup table that would make sense. And I added some plants into here as well. Yeah, I do like the room in the end, but I still agree that it's maybe a little bit too big. Like especially for a Dutch house. Like maybe American houses have like more bigger bedrooms, but Dutch houses don't tend to have big bedrooms at all. So yeah, that was just a little bit off. But I feel like I decorated it nicely. Like I got away with it, I guess. So then only the bathroom was left, and that I just made like quite modern and with the black details again, and like a little bit matching with the downstairs bathroom or the toilet downstairs. So and I was a little bit finicky with this toilet paper. I wanted it next to the toilet, of course, but I couldn't hang it off the side of the shower cubicle thing. So then I added the wall there, and that worked, which is great. Like the whole half wall. And I do think it makes it look better, to be honest. And then just some soaps, and then a couple of bathrobes, and that was the bathroom again. And now we're doing the outside. And I just added some trees into it, and then I think like a little bit of like bushes and stuff, but really not that many. And then, as I said, I had a pool in the garden because I didn't know what to do with the space. Like I was very much struggling to even think of something that would make sense. But I do end up putting in some gardening stuff because I feel like that all matches with like the cute hobbies that one of the partners has, or maybe the other partner even likes to do the hobbies, the gardening. But I felt like that made sense to have that next to the conservatory or sunroom, and then add some more vines on the side of the building, and of course the barbecue, because who doesn't love to barbecue in the Netherlands? I do, but also it's just a nice object to put in a garden, as long as they don't put the house on fire. I'm not that pleased with the garden, but I think it looks okay, especially considering that I really tried my best to not overcrowd it, because it had to be like a picture perfect lawn moment, and I do think I have achieved that at least. I'm gonna add some bikes at the front. Yeah, that was the build. I will leave you with some pictures, and I hope you enjoyed this speed build, and thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Tot ziens!